Hello, hello, my friends. It's Jody Harvala, and we are here for the wrap up to the Intuition Scavenger Hunt. So let's see who's around Saturday. So I know some of you already told me you're going to catch the replay, which is totally cool. But those of you that are around, say hello. Let me know you can see me in the comments. Got a few fun things happening today. All right, we're just going to hang for a second. It's gorgeous out. So I know a lot of people might be out and about already. At least it's gorgeous for North Dakota weather in February. There we go. Now I'm seeing some people jump on. Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. I know it's kind of nice to have a Saturday, isn't it? Then we got the football game tomorrow. I'm not totally into football, but I do love the commercials for Super Bowl. And we always do some little snackies and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. And I'm actually really enjoying the two brothers playing against each other and all the fun that they're having with bringing the mom into the mix. So it's kind of fun. I'm having fun listening to all the little videos and stuff. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you all on a Saturday. So we are wrapping up our day today. We have our Intuition Scavenger Hunt we've been doing all week. We have been calling in lots of different ways to call in spirit, work with spirit, start for many of you, got lots of new faces, starting on how to call them in, how to see the signs, what signs to see, kind of what to look for. Meeting your guides and angels, learning about angel numbers. Like, we hit a lot of things this week, which is super fun because I think it's a lot of the foundational things that people enjoy when they're first starting out and first learning how to do all this fun stuff. At least it was super fun for me. I actually really liked it. And a lot of people, we heard from a lot of people were posting in different places. So that's really fun. I have some prizes that I went through and have all lined up to announce. So that's always fun. And today I wanted to see if there was any questions that came up for you over the week around intuition, asking for signs, guides and angels, things like that. So if there are questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. I'm happy to answer anything that I can. And if I don't know the answer, I for sure will tell you and probably know somebody that knows the answer. So not readings today, but just if you have questions on what we've done for the week with Intuition Scavenger Hunt, feel free to post them, please. Okay. And then we will go through what's next. I've gotten several emails about people asking, how do I keep going? A lot of the new people, they're just tipping their toe in, which is totally fine. And they're kind of like, okay, what do I do next? And then some of the people that have been working with me for a while, you guys also like to know what's coming up next. So I'll tell you what we got planned. Okay. I know the week did go fast. It always goes fast when you do fun stuff like this, though. For me, I always enjoy doing this kind of stuff. And I love to hear the stories. I've gotten some really amazing stories and a lot of shares and, a lot of cool signs and different things, which I always love. I could listen to people getting signs and symbols and different things that happen to them all day long. That's one of my favorite things. I love it. All right. So any questions coming in, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask. There's never a silly question. If you're thinking it, someone else is too. Okay. Kristen said, do you ask for a specific sign or just a sign in general? So I've gone back and forth how I've taught that actually over the years. I think it depends on how stubborn of a person you are, which I know sounds kind of funny. But if you're a little bit more of a control freak type person, I would actually recommend start asking for general, just ask for signs and make them big and obnoxious just to see what shows up, because then you can't control it. And I think a lot of people, we're looking for proof. We're looking for validation. We're looking at is it actually real? And our heads get really mixed up in that piece. And so if you're a heady person, sometimes it's good just to ask for something general or nothing specific, and just say, you know what, guides and angels, I am just learning about you guys. I have no idea what this is all about. I'm just kind of trying this all out. So just show me some signs and make them big and obnoxious so I know that I can't fight against them. So a lot of people will ask for a sign and then they fight against it. Oh, that's not a sign. That just is coincidence. Or they'll be like, oh, and they keep asking, I wonder if that's a sign. I wonder if that's a sign. And like all of it's signs. Sometimes I do think it's fun to ask for specifics if you're in the right mindset and you're really open to different things. I've told a couple different stories where you can ask for specific signs. And I think that can work, but I think sometimes it can work against you too. I think sometimes people will ask, like I had a time that I was really frustrated. Running a business can be really difficult sometimes. I like most of it, but some days you're just like, oh, and you just get frustrated, right? And I was having that kind of a moment. It was July. And I remember saying, all right, you know what, Spirit, like I've had it. Like I had it. I don't know what to do next. I don't know what my next step is. I'm so frustrated. Things weren't working, like whatever my thing was. And I said, if you want me to keep doing this work, like if you want me to keep saying yes to all this weird shit that I am doing, like that's fine, but you better show me a sign. And I asked for a Christmas tree, fully decorated Christmas tree in July. And I was kind of upset at the moment that I asked for it. And this woman called me, I don't even think it was 24 hours later. I actually think it was just a couple hours later, if I remember correctly. And she literally said, I have no idea why I'm calling you. This is not something I would do, but I think you're supposed to come clear my house. And I kind of knew of the lady, and I just thought, yeah, you are not someone I would expect to call me, but yeah, I'll come clear your house, no problem. Very, very, very rarely would I ever say no to that. And so I went to clear her house. And I walked in and we started in the basement and, clearing the house and stuff. And she's freaked out. She's totally freaked out the whole time. And then we went up into the kitchen, and I walked in the kitchen and I was like, huh, isn't that interesting? Fully decorated Christmas tree in July. And I was like, what's with the Christmas tree? And she goes, oh, I put it up and I keep it up all year. And I just change themes depending on what the season is. And I was like, that's really interesting. I said, I know why I came to your house. And I kind of gave her the story and the sign that I asked for and different things like that. And she started laughing. She goes, yeah, I don't know. It was really weird yesterday, but it just was like hit me that I needed to have you come over. And I was like, well, I'm sure happy you did, because wow, this is so cool. And then we went up to the landing. There's another Christmas tree, fully decorated. And I was like, no shit, there's another Christmas tree? And I was like, okay, Spirit, I hear you. Went up to the next floor, another Christmas tree, fully decorated. And so I do think, and so I got the message. I'm like, okay, I got it. And so sometimes I think it's fun and purposeful to ask for specific. So if you want to play with specific signs, go for it. If nothing shows up for you though, maybe open it up to something more general. So if you're struggling to be like, oh my God, I asked to see bananas and no bananas are showing up, and you're getting irritated and frustrated, and that just locks the energy down. And so then I would open it up. So I would try both. Really long answer. I would try both because I think both serve us at different times. If you have a lot of fear or a ton of emotion around something, I don't know that asking for signs is always the best way to tune in to what your decision should be. Because I do think sometimes the emotional piece or the fear around it, like you need to address that and face that first, and then the answer will probably come. But like if I had a really, really hard decision, like I hear a lot of people do this if they want to divorce their husband or something, and they'll be like, oh, I asked for a sign and nothing showed up, and they're super unhappy, maybe an emotionally abusive marriage, blah, blah. Like I wouldn't put that much power in a sign. I would put the power in myself and my decision. Does that make sense? Because I think sometimes if it's that big of a decision, like you actually need to make the decision. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So I do think that asking for signs is always a good idea. I do think you need to know yourself enough to decide when it's healthy for you to ask for signs, or maybe you need help instead, or maybe you need a counselor, maybe you need a session or whatever. But just remember that if you get readings and things like that, just because someone's psychic doesn't mean they know it all, and it doesn't always mean it's correct. So you got to have some free will when you're getting readings. Like I have a woman that I think she's one of the best psychics in the world, quite honestly. And there's things that she'll say sometimes, and I'm like, no, that's not right. But she probably said it so I could feel that wasn't right for me. Maybe how it came through was to give me that contrast so I could actually feel what was right. Okay. So it's tricky. It's tricky working with spirit sometimes. Okay. Any other questions? That was a great question. Any other questions coming up today? Anything else in your minds? All right. So I'll keep looking in case something comes through. I know there's a little bit of a delay. So some of the things on what's next. So one of the things that we're going to start to do is the doors are opening for Spirit School. So excited. So Spirit School is something I have done in different ways over the last it's about 7 years. And a couple of years ago, I really got the guidance that it's time to turn it into a community. And one of the biggest reasons that I created Spirit School was because when I first started on this and through my whole journey, I really was looking for a community, and I was really looking for connection, and I needed a safe space to ask my questions. And I wanted more education, and I wanted people that I could speak with, very openly about what was happening and get some answers and things like that. And there just wasn't anything at the time that really fit my needs. And so I promised that at some point I would create that because it was something I really needed. And so Spirit School is really cool because you get in and it's either a yearly fee or you can pay monthly. This year we've shifted it a little bit. And you start out and we do 6 weeks of foundational stuff. In the first 6 weeks, it's all about foundation. And I have videos and we do Q&As and we do all the stuff and we get to know each other. But then the rest of the year, we have ongoing education. I have special classes and courses and things for you guys within the community. And it's a support space. It's kind of like group coaching all year long. And super affordable. And it's something that's been a passion of mine for a really long time. So I'm excited to get the doors open again. Through COVID, we made a lot of changes and we shifted things. And this last year, we definitely had to shift some things. I couldn't keep up with it. And so we have some extra staff this year, not staff, team people. I don't want to say it that way, team people, because they are amazing. And we have a lot more support so that we can support you guys more too. So we made some changes. I know there's a bunch of people already in Spirit School, but we're opening the doors again. So that's what's coming next for those of you that are interested. And here is the link for it. So you can check out all the information about it. And then I want to move into the prizes because I drew prizes this morning. Where did I put them? Here we go. Okay. So I went and put everyone that signed up for the Intuition Scavenger Hunt. We have been keeping track of people that are posting, that tagged me and that kind of stuff. And I just drew names out of a hat. And I wanted to go through some of the prizes. If your name is called, if you could message me or email me with your address so I can ship them to you, that would be fantastic. Okay. And we will contact you as well. But if you see this, go ahead and just message me. Okay. All right. So the first prize that I have are these beautiful handmade dowsing rods. So my husband is very talented. He's very handy. And he made these gorgeous dowsing rods. He hasn't made them for a couple years. And I was like, dude, we need dowsing rods. I'm going to start teaching some clearing classes. And what I love about them is, number one, he puts these cool little charms, and these got to have some bling on them as well. But he puts these, you can see it kind of moves and turns. He puts those handles on there because then when you use them, I really like them because they're super smooth. Okay, hold on. So you get them equal. Then you can ask for a yes. You can ask for a no. You can ask for, what's the energy in my house? And let's see, can you see that? And they go around so beautifully, and they don't get caught on your hand. They're not sticky. They just flow. They're beautiful, beautiful dowsing rods. And I do have some of those for sale at the moment. So if anyone's interested, let me know. But Cindy Croft, you are the winner of Eli's handmade magical dowsing rods. And you can use them for different things like a pendulum. You can use them for clearing. I use them for clearing houses all the time. But you have a beautiful pair. Cindy Croft dowsing rods. Okay. And then I drew for the ABCs of Affirmation deck. Of course, we have all this for sale as well. But then I found these cool little keychains that I thought were awesome because, it's February. Whoop. And it says fucking fearless on it because everybody needs a fearless keychain, right? So I have one of those along with the deck. And the winner for that is Carla Craft. Okay, so honey, if you get that, go ahead and send me your email or your address so I can ship them out to you. And then I did a couple services. And so Pamela Snow, you get a personal clearing. Okay. Those are $125 value. So Pamela Snow, you get a personal clearing. And then, I don't know if some of you are on here. Linda Marie Bell out of Glendale, it looks like. You get a 30-minute reading. Okay. Linda Bell, 30-minute reading. And then we have, I should have had a card out to show you this. Darn it. Hold on. I do have one. And then I have these great little card holders with a deck of the Fearless Spirit cards. And the card holders are so cool because they say fearless on them and they got the moons on them. And then you can put one of your affirmation cards in it. Aren't those cool? And for that, Ashley Fisher Moore won the cards with the card holder. Okay. Ashley Fisher Moore. And then I did one more deck, and it's the Fearless cards because it's Fearless February. And that's Aubrey Wilson. Okay. So congratulate all the winners. Those are the people that we drew out of the hat for prizes for being part of the Intuition Scavenger hunt. Okay. Linda said she was at Walmart looking for face stuff, frustrated, asked Spirit to send someone to help. A worker came and told me to go to the pharmacy. Started around the corner, came a young man who helped me find exactly what I needed. So obviously from Spirit. Isn't that fun? So I had a really cool story about asking for help with that kind of stuff. So I was friends with a woman, and she had this health clinic in Moorhead, and there was an experience in there that kind of slimed the place. I don't know how else to say it. Kind of slimed the place. This energy was in there, and it just really made this one of her rooms gross. And she was kind of mad at us because it was totally me and her husband's fault. And so we did energy work on someone that we shouldn't have. So don't do that. And I called my teacher at the time because I was pretty new at this stuff. So I still, it wasn't that we did something wrong. It was more of an experience to teach us how to clean some stuff up. So I want to be mindful of that. Like it wasn't something that was hurtful. It just wasn't our best decision. And we needed some holy water. Holy water is awesome. I am not religious, not a church girl, but holy water is fantastic for clearing. And I didn't know where to get any holy water, but I knew the girl where I got gas in my car. I knew she was Catholic. I don't even know how I knew she was Catholic. I think we just spoke all the time because I went there all the time, and we had just become friendly and chatting and stuff like that. So I walked into the store. Oh, that's why, because I walked into the store and I asked if she was Catholic, and she said yes. And I said, so And nobody else was in the store, mind you. When I pulled up, there was no cars outside, there was no bikes outside, nobody else was in the store. It was just her and I. And so I went up to her and I said, I need some holy water. Do you know how I can go about getting that? And she kind of laughed and she kind of gave me a look. And then she got on the phone because the phone rang and she's like, just hold on a second. And all of a sudden, the most beautiful man I've ever seen. Sorry, Eli, but he was beautiful. Beautiful man I've ever seen came from the back of the store, back where the coolers were. And he smiled this big smile and he said, you just need to go to the big church down on Broadway and, go into the thing and bring a container and you can just get some holy water there. And I was just staring at him because he was beautiful. And I was like, okay. And then he walked out and she was on the phone and her eyes got like this big. And she looked at me and I was looking at her and she got off the phone and she goes, who the hell was that? I'm like, I don't know, but he was beautiful. And she goes, I would have remembered that guy coming in this store. And I was like, me too. And I said, and he told me where to get holy water. And we both just sat there and neither one of us wanted to say it. But I was like, oh, that was totally an angel. Like that was absolutely an earth angel. Absolutely, without any doubt that was an earth angel. So I went down to the church, got the holy water, cleared the room. It was awesome. But keep those kinds of stories, like tell people those stories when things like that happen, you guys. It's so fun to hear stories and give permission to people that might be shy about that kind of stuff to start asking for help and asking for support. I had another woman that she was going through cancer. And she went into the hospital for a chemo and all that kind of stuff. And she always had to travel to whatever it's called, past Minneapolis, whatever that big hospital is. And she was getting off of the elevator and she was having kind of a rough day because she had had treatment and stuff. And she said the most beautiful man came up to me and told me I'd be healed. And he touched her right here. And he said, you will be healed and you will be okay. And then he just walked off. And she said, I know that was an angel. I know it was. And so when people come and you ask for help, sometimes they actually send earth angels to us. So that's a very cool story, Linda. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, my friends, any other questions about our scavenger hunt? Please let me know. If you're watching the replay later, obviously let me know. I will check the messages later. And if you won a prize, please go ahead and let us know what your address is and I'll get things shipped out to you. And you'll be hearing more and more about Spirit School here over the next couple of weeks. So I will jump on, let y'all know about it, and then we will take our next steps together. Okay. All right, my friends, I will talk to you soon and I hope to see y'all in Spirit School. All right, guys. See ya. Happy Saturday.